Hi, this is Barbara, the Time Tamer. I just wanted to give you a little bit of instruction on how you use this test, how you test yourself for your core beliefs, for the things that you value most, and how you actually work through this test. It's really quite simple, but sometimes people just need a little bit of explanation. So you'll see that I've got here the instruction here on how to do it, but I'm just going to step you through it. So once you've downloaded this test, what I want you to do is just sit quietly and answer the questions in a way that it's your first thing that comes to mind. Allow yourself to be intuitive in your response. Just quickly respond and see what comes up. So in the questions, you'll see here in the black section, there'll be a series of questions, and then underneath what you need to do is come up with a title or a category or characteristic of your answer. So this is how it works. So for example, in my personal space, I surround myself with, for me, I've just said personal development books. The second most obvious thing would be candles and Buddhas, and the third most obvious thing is notebooks. I have a variety of different notebooks that I like to write in. So if I think about what categories I would place those into, if I had to put them into a category, I'd say, okay, well, personal development books, personal development, that could be a category. Candles and Buddhas, I'm going to put spirituality. That's what that represents to me. And all of the notebooks strongly relate to the business work that I'm doing. So I'm going to give it that category. The next question, I feel joy when I travel, when my children laugh, and when things are completed and organized. They're the things that I came up with at the top of my head in terms of when I feel joy. So if I'm going to put that into a category, I would say, okay, it's experiences. It relates to having new experiences. That's what it is about the travel that I really enjoy. When my children laugh, it's that sense of family and connection. And you know what, I might even put, you can put more than one thing. So I could put here connection, and I'm going to do that. I'll explain to you why in a moment. And then this one here, when things are complete and organized, that's organization to me. It's just about my sense of organization. I always manage to find money for my children's needs. Typically, I'm going to put that first. That's top of mind. I always will. That might be something that I feel as an expectation as a mother as well. So maybe that's why it comes up first. But that to me is a category of family. I find money for business courses. So I'm going to give that the category of business. Family holidays. So I've got family there again. But, you know, I could also put experiences there as well. I can always find time to organize something, social media, and artistic endeavor or artistic activity. So if I'm going to give that categories, I'm going to say organization again, that connection, socializing for social media, and artistic endeavor, I'm going to say creativity. At social gatherings, I love to talk about strong leaders, things that are chaotic, artists, music, and theatre. So for the categories that I thought related to those, for strong leaders, I put leadership, things that are chaotic. To me, that's about organisation, and artistic, music, theatre, that's creativity. I put that down as a category of creativity. So I'm trying to find common threads there. I'm trying to find things that are similarities. So if you feel that you've created a category and something could fit into it, then use that. We want to see what is consistent, what is common. And there's a whole range. So you just keep working through. I haven't done this one, but you keep on working through those questions and coming up with some categories. If you want to answer all the questions first and then go through and do the categories, but and you can use longer sentences, longer phrases if you want to for the answering the questions, but we typically want to try and come up with 1 or 2 words that represent the category. And then what we do is have a little bit of a tally. So you'll see it down the bottom here that we're going to create a list of what the top 10 core beliefs are. Now you might not come up with 10, you may only come up with 3 or 4 or 5, but you want to have a running tally. So every time I see personal development through my list, I give it a mark. I count it. So you can see here, this is why I said it's okay to put more than one thing in a category. We've got connection here, family connection, but here it's connection socializing. But connection would be the category. Here I've got family and experiences, but just here it's experiences, just here it's family. So I would count family there and experiences there as well. What things are common? What are we seeing come up quite a lot? And I found when I first did this that I was really, really surprised, because obviously there's things that run down here first that are my first priority. They're the thing that I think of first, and so you generally think that that's what you value the most. That's what your strongest core belief is. But for me, what I found when I did this test is that organization was peppered all the way through it. And I was really shocked to discover that organization was what was my strongest core belief. That was my strongest value. And while family is important to me and business is important to me, what I value most, what is most important to me, is a sense of organization. And those other things that I value are supported when they're organized. So for you, it could be something like creativity, for example. You might say there might be things like family or business that come up in that first column quite a lot, but creativity might appear numerous times and it might have the highest score. So what that would suggest to me, if that was your situation, is that when you are in business, when you have relationships, when you are doing certain things in your life, there has to be a level of creativity there for you to be able to follow what's important, to follow your value, to hang on to that core belief and be really strong and powerful in what you're doing. So that's what we're looking for. Those common threads that are the core of who you are. It's the core of your belief structure and drives you in a particular direction. So put your comments below. How did you go? If you've got any questions or you're not sure about something, if you want to run something by me, just put in some comments down below. The more that you contribute, the more that everybody else benefits as well. So I'm really keen to see what your strongest core belief was.